Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to the Being Beautifully Honest channel and podcast. And if you haven't subscribed yet, if you're on the podcast platforms, please do so. And if you are on YouTube, please do the same, as well as going ahead and hitting that like button. It's like walking into the room and hitting that light switch. Let's just go ahead and brighten up the place and let's get into this conversation/reality chat. I wanted to talk about something really quickly, and it's about friendships. I saw the most recent episode of Love and Marriage Huntsville. And Destiny Payton, who has been she has a song called On 10. She's literally been on 10 when it comes to the hostility and negative attitude, which is just really sad to see in this past season since her friendship with Melody has fizzled. And a lot of people have their opinions about Destiny and even about the friendship that Melody and Destiny used to have and why they're not friends anymore and all of these other things like that. And I get it. A lot of things I agree with, some things I don't. But I will just say this when it comes to the friendships. Friendships, they say, are for a reason, for a season, and for a lifetime. But I do believe that there are choices when it comes to that. And listen, that friendship could have very well been a friendship that could have literally lasted a lifetime if both parties involved chose for that to happen. And I do believe that Destiny misses the friendship. I do believe that Melody respects what the friendship used to be, because it has been revealed that Melody did help Destiny out with some things financially, and you just don't do things like that when you're not really a friend to someone. Because listen, nobody's really doing charity like that in that way when it comes to someone that they did see as a friend at some point. But when hurt happens and when betrayal happens in these different areas, whether both parties understood it or saw it, or it was revealed to them in real time or not, ultimately, it really is up to, honestly, just one of the parties involved when it comes to two people that are friends, if they are going to continue to be friends or not. And there are times that it really doesn't have anything to do with the other person as to why you choose not to continue to be friends with that person. And sometimes it is because of something that happened or something that was said, and because of other things that you're going through in your life, when you just look at the situation, look at what you have going on in your life right now, what has happened in the past, and where you're trying to go in your future, to decide, do you want to continue to have this person in your life anymore as a friend? And for people like, I understand Melody, because I've been that way too, you may just choose to cut that connection off. And you don't owe anyone an explanation for that, although it could be nice to have a sit down and have a conversation with someone to say, hey, look, it's been real. But for where I am in my life right now, I'm just not feeling, continuing this connection. And don't take it personally. Whatever it is whatever it is. Sometimes you can't really have those discussions with people because people will really take it personally and be offended and hurt because you have made the decision to say, I don't want to continue in this relationship anymore. And it's been said that Melody said she overheard Destiny talking about her to someone that she saw as an enemy, if not an enemy, but not a friend, to Letitia in the other room. And Destiny, she denied it somewhat, not completely, but she denied it somewhat. And she said, well, I apologize if that hurt you. But she didn't apologize for doing it. But I do believe that at the point in life where Melody was, when she made the decision to cut that connection off, there really wasn't going to be anything that Destiny could have said or have done to turn it around and, them hug it out and be friends again. Because they actually did try it before. It happened in the previous season when they were having some discussions back and forth, and Destiny, got upset about some things. And honestly, I do feel that Destiny is a bit of a needy person when it comes to the friendship situation. I've seen that over the past several seasons that she has been on the show. Like, she was really going hard for some things that it really wasn't that serious about. I remember she got upset with Kimmy because Kimmy made a comment about her and her then husband, and it wasn't even so much about them. Kimmy was just saying, I don't know them except that her husband makes good chicken, and Destiny took offense to it, and then she was going hard, about that after the fact, as well as she was, initially standing up for Melody when it came to the disagreements that Melody had with Tisha. So when someone that you saw as a friend, you saw standing up for you at one point, they were standing up for you when it came to someone that at the time was not a friend of mine, and then you are now speaking in a way that's friendly with that person when you really weren't that way before. Yeah, that's going to make me draw back and not want to be having you in my life as well as me being in your life. It's just not a good fit. And on this last episode, when it seemed that, I don't know, maybe it was in the script, okay, that Stormy was trying to impress upon them to be friendly towards each other again. And Melody was like, look, I don't really understand why people feel the need to try to force friendships on people. If I can just be cordial, I'm not being hostile, I'm not trying to fight you every time I see you. Like, it's not every time I see you is going to be a problem sort of situation. Then why can't we just leave it at that? And I 100% agree with that. I can't say that I would even really want to be in the space with someone that I don't want to be around because we're not really cool like that, but they're now co-workers, so it is what it is, and they just kind of have to deal with it, because you're never going to really work with people all the time that you really love all of them and you just really want to be in a space with all of these people. That happens. So they are ultimately co-workers, but I do believe that Destiny does miss the friendship, whereas Melody has moved on from that. She's in a different space in her life. She's doing well, and Melody is not one of those people to rewind and go backwards, and that is okay. I am similar in that way as well, so I completely get it. I'm a Virgo. I'm not a Scorpio, but we do tend to shut things down, and if it's offensive, like the Bible says, if your right hand offends you, cut it off. If your left eye offends you, pluck it out. Like that, to some people hearing that, it seems drastic. And no, when the Bible says that these are not literal. You're not literally cutting your hand off or plucking your eye out, but it's an analogy to let you know how serious it is. If it's a person in your life that is offending you in some way and it's not bringing any good to you, you need to cut it off and away from you. And so to some people, it may seem that Melody was really harsh when she decided to cut Destiny off and say, I have coins to make, not friends to fake. To some people, it's like, who does she think she is, or whatever. I understood it. I may not confront people in that way, because also as a Virgo, we're less confrontational and we're more, you know what, I'm just going to let you be right for the sake of you saying that you're right, because that's what you want to be. And I will leave it at that, and I will go about my merry way. As long as I know I'm good, I'm good. And that's, the way it is with a lot of us. But I still understand ultimately why Melody had to do what she had to do. And I don't know if Destiny will ever really understand that. And I know that a lot of the people who call themselves Melometers go hard for Melody on social media and go hard against Destiny, who a lot of them call Destiny. Oh my God, it's crazy. But hey, I mean, people do what they do. I'm just not that heavily invested and go that deep with these people or the show, because for me, it's a show. And for them, majority of it is their real life. But I know some of it, it's like, who's really sitting around having lunch with people that you don't really like, or going on trips with people that you don't really care for? They're co-workers. So yeah, I'm not going to be that heavily involved, but I really just wanted to talk about this from the sense of, and in the space from speaking about friendships and why sometimes you are in it for a time, and then when you see that things really are not serving you anymore, you have the right to ultimately decide to not be in that anymore. And it really is okay. It really is okay. So I wholeheartedly agreed with Melody when she brought that up at the table, at the peace party is what they called it. Because just because you're having a peace party doesn't mean that everybody is going to hold hands, swinging in the air, singing Kumbaya, my lord, and, now we're all shopping together and braiding each other's hair. It's just not going to happen, especially as adults and everyone's got their own personal lives and things going on. So what's done is done. Destiny has to accept it. Melody definitely has. And, she's in a space where she's winning right now. And I believe that when Destiny can make peace with herself, make peace with the situation, and not be so hostile because she just doesn't think it's fair the way things are happening, I believe things will go better for her. Just like when Melody's mom said, you're going to have to change your attitude if you want your business to succeed and prosper. That's overall. So it's just something to think about. I just thought I would discuss it here on my platform. You guys can let me know your thoughts about all of this in the comment section. Thank you so much for liking and subscribing. And until next time, this is Beth, and I'm just being beautifully honest.